Yeah.
Order filled. Check us out.
You know what time it is.
This is a Mighty Soldiers exclusive.
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. What's up, guys? I'm Andy with Mighty Soldiers Trades. We are back with another episode with Leah Holmgren, and I am super excited to have her on here. I'm just going to go ahead and bring Leah on. How are you doing today, Leah?
Hi, Andy. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me again. I'm excited.
Yeah, so guys, basically here's the deal. I think that if you want to be a trader, I'm not talking about investing, I'm not talking about anything else, just being a trader, you're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to dig deeper than you've ever dug, and you're going to have to want this more than anything, and you still might not even be able to get it. And the reason that we're here today is because this is all about mindset. This is all about your psychology and how you manage the man in the mirror. And that's why I'm really happy to have Leah with us here today. So Leah, what I want to talk to you about today is an angry trader is not a good trader, and there's so many things that can go wrong. I would love to hear, after you tell me a little bit about this, I would love to hear some things also that's went wrong for you in your trading. But I've had the broker freeze, I've had canceled orders hang up, I've had my power go out, I've had where I put a small order in, and then I'll put another order in, and then finally all of a sudden price looks like it gets all kinds of pissed off and just shoots down like it's giving me a huge middle finger, and I'm like, what is this, So what would you say about traders? First, I'd say maybe not even show up if you're angry. Like, this might not be the job for you, but anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I get angry. Don't worry. I get angry, and in not only in trading, of course, I'm a human, like you can't be angry to be a human, but I used to get so angry when I lost money that I would be like, especially if it was Friday, I would have the whole weekend ruined. Like, you don't understand. I would sit completely felt like a loser, felt like nobody. Like, I didn't want to talk to my friends. I was just really annoying. And at some point, it was like years ago when I started, at some point my friends was like, you're really a pain in the ass to hang out with, because when you have a good week, you're really nice, but when you have a bad week, you're really like not fun to be around. And it made me thinking, and I'm like, okay, if I want to do this for a living and I want to do this for the next 20, 30 years, I need to change this, because I cannot base my mental health and my happiness and the happiness of people around me just based on the trades I make, So that's why I changed the mindset. And now I just, take it as, I think I'm upset about losing on a trade, depending, if I cross the boundary I have and my rules, I'm more upset, but also not as long. I literally just sit down and think, okay, why did I do this? And if it's just a trade that goes against me, it's fine, because I feel like I've done everything I could, and you can never predict 100%. So that's like the difference.
Yeah, when I'm in the zone, when I come to the desk just and stick to my plan, and that's it, everything's fine. But when I get in here and think that I'm a market maker and I'm going to trade however I want, wherever I want, and then I see some sort of reaction, it's like I don't know, I'm cussing at the screen and whatever I'm doing, it's like it just gets you all kinds of frustrated. But every time I've gotten any time kind of frustrated, I mean, maybe not any time, but there's that thing where when we get frustrated like that we could go on tilt, as they say. That we could just be like, okay, I'm going to start revenge trading because there's no way this is going to take this from me. And I'm guessing you've had the same experience. You can let me know from your own words, but anytime that I've decided that price is going to work for me, I'm going to make this work for me, it shows me that it can go much further than I ever could have imagined during that day. I'll come back the next morning and I would be in huge profit.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting you mentioned the word tilt, because not many people talk about it. And it's funny, I just literally finished an article about it that I'm going to send to my newsletter people. They are signed up for my newsletter. And I read like 5-6 research studies about it. And tilt is actually coming from the poker play. And it just means that even if we have all the odds to win the game, we don't win the game because of our mental state and because of the emotions we are in. And I actually had a tilt state at the beginning of March last month. I got myself so overtraded and so completely, stressed from trading that I was making irrational decisions. And I took 7 trades that day, and I ended up losing my 1 hour that I kind of have set. the same amount of money. You know, I was talking about it last time. That's my risk that I take on every trade. But it was so funny because the first 2 trades I lost, and then I won on 2 trades, and I was a little bit profitable, and I could have just wrapped it up. But no, I was already so entailed that I wanted to trade more. So then I lost the money again, and then I was just cooking. I was like, what am I doing here?
That is exactly what happened to me. I basically got in there, like you said, like trying to get that revenge, and I got the trade, I got the profit, and it was really nice profit, but it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't good enough. I had to prove that I was right the whole time, but I wasn't right the whole time. And next thing you know, instead of making, let's for argument's sake here, say let's $300 I could have made, I lose $800. So it's not worth it. But do you have any suggestion for traders that are going through this, that like how they can keep themselves level-headed and come to this desk and not have this sort of, really get under their skin?
So, what I think from my life, I'm not sure if it works for other people, but what I learned from my life and with talking to other traders is that usually if you had a tough day or you're going through something really difficult or you're stressed or you maybe had too much alcohol the night before, that's already a stage when you tend to tilt more. And maybe that's a day when you stay away from active trading, and I know it sucks because sometimes it's almost like we do exactly the opposite. Like we are in a negative state, we have something we are going through. It could be like sad, something happened, right? Instead of not trading, we kind of go to trade because we want to like distract our mind from that. But then we even punish ourselves more. But that would be a good way to just say, every morning it's like, did I sleep well? Am I happy? Do I want to trade, or am I just angry and I'm going to trade? Because then you're gonna be affected more, I think. And then like how you see you're in a tilt, you're like clicking too fast, like you're taking too many trades without really slowing down and thinking. And it's just the best ways to stop. If you have 2 losing trades, that's it. Like just don't do more, because if you have a third one, it just really sucks.
I mean, every successful trader I've ever talked to, they all say the same thing. Just don't do it. Just don't go there. The more things that we take out of our trading, the more obstacles that we take out, the more simple that we make the whole program, then basically that's where we can just stay in our zone and everything's cool. And, the book trading in the zone, it makes perfect sense. But I know that I'm tempted to be like, I'm a big shot and I know how good I can do. And then, something goes wrong, anything at all. And I'm like, what? And once that happens, it's that trigger. And then I start questioning my position or whatever, or questioning my stop, saying, no, I don't believe this. And then it goes all wrong from there.
Yeah, we all do that. It's like today I was shorting Microsoft, Nvidia, and Schwab, SCHW. And I was up on all these trades. I got out of Nvidia. It was a swing from last night, but Microsoft and Schwab. And Schwab, I got out with small profits because I had my level on ES. I said, if we get to this level, I'm covering my shorts because that's a big reversal point. I think it was the 4160 on ES. I think I don't have my chart in front of me, but that was my level. And then we would even like be there for a while. So I covered. I was really happy, and then we went below. So the support did not work out. So would I have stayed in those trades, would make much more money. And what I would do, for example, when I started trading, when I would see that, I would just hop back on those trades. But I would start shorting for much lower price, which the risks were much worse. And now I just looked and said, okay, well, I could have made $500 more. I made $800 today. I'm happy with that. I could have made more, sure, but it is what it is. I don't want to beat up myself, and you never know. And I don't think there are really many traders that trade perfect entries and exits. Like, it doesn't exist. So
Today, go ahead.
No, that was it. I'm just saying, like, that's just like one mistake I would make emotionally in the past, and I'm proud of myself. I don't make those mistakes usually.
Yeah, speaking of correcting our mistakes, today I showed up to the desk. Early on, it was good. Everything was good. And then we went on live with Michael Holcomb and John Ho. And basically, when I came back after that, I was not in the right mindset to trade. There was something I could tell was a little off. But I stayed here anyways, and I tried to just breathe through it and maybe just wait, and it would go away. But then I went with a bigger position than what I would have went with some calls in AMC, because it looked like it was about to break out. The moment I grabbed it, it went red, and then it went red some more. And I was like, you know what? I'm tempted to just buy more because I believe that this is doing whatever. And I just stopped myself. I said, look, you already know you're not feeling right about this. You already know that this can go all types of, wrong. So what I did instead is I started analyzing what I can do to manage this risk the best possible. And I decided that exercising the options, because the options were already beat up through the day, exercising was going to be best. So I literally think I lost $15 when I could have lost quite a bit of money. And, and it managed that quite well. So it was pretty awesome.
Well, congrats on losing small or winning. That's what I always say to people. If you cut the losing trade fast, then just congratulate yourself for losing small, because it could have been much worse. And if the trade maybe goes down and then back up, okay, whatever. But it's the most important really is for us to know to cut our losses fast and leave the winners on for longer. That's like what we need to master. And it's not easy. Look, nothing is easy, and especially managing your emotions is not easy. Like, I know it's easy to say, like, oh, if you feel like you're going to be entailed, then don't do it. It's the same like when you're in fight with people to tell, like, okay, well, maybe you should not fight. When you're in the moment, it's completely different story than when I'm saying it now. It's super hard. But once we know about it, it's easier. And once we know ourselves, like, you can also observe your physiological responses and know when you feel like you're starting to cook. You're cooking, it's not good to trade.
Yeah, I just had a new company follow me, and they do just that. They provide something to where you can analyze your vitals while you're in your trade, and it links up to your brokerage. I have to learn way more about that. I don't know, but that's crazy.
I don't know. I'm just laughing about all these things. Like, seriously, there is an app for everything. Just listen to your body. Like, it's super easy. We are overcomplicating everything. We want to have apps for sleep, for menstrual cycle, for food, for weight. Like, it's just so confusing. Like, I would do nothing else all day, just look at the apps, and that gives me so much anxiety. So just, follow your body. Like, if you're nervous, you're sweating, and like, it's pretty simple, I think, to listen to yourself.
Sorry about that. Michael Holcomb, the blind trader, he said that's a win to me, and I agree with you. $15, that's flat. That's not even a loss. That's amazing. When I could have lost enough to where it would have impacted my trading, $15 isn't going to impact me even the slightest. I spend sometimes $600 a day in commissions, so $15 is really nice.
Yeah.
But that's another problem.
You trade options mostly, right?
I'm trading futures right now, but I trade options as well. I even traded penny stocks today. I trade just about anything, but penny stocks I don't trade like I used to. I used to trade penny stocks all the time, and we just had a hot market back in the day. We don't have a hot penny stock market anymore. We rarely see, ripper season, as I say. I was excited every morning, a few years ago, because I'm telling everybody you got another 100% ripper, another 100% ripper, and it was just amazing that I'd come to this desk and say this every day. Now, even if we have 100% ripper, it's already so weak that if you touch it, it's going to crash right to zero,
I mean, we have a very volatile market, and there are so many stocks to trade that are not penny stocks that are moving pretty nicely. So I think there is money to be made, to be honest with you, in the markets. I don't like penny stocks either. Every time I touch it, it just goes against me. I can't really predict that stuff. But yeah, I like to trade very liquid stocks, usually like Tesla, Amazon, AMD. I like the semiconductors, short or long. Like these guys, you can short them, long them any day, pretty much. Even in a one day, you can take off. Like, look at Nvidia. That stock is so tradable. Really, really nice stock. And I know the behavior. I mean, of course, there are always surprises. I don't know, but I can kind of expect what Nvidia will do. And now I'm like really getting into using volume shelves, and that's super fun. I mean, I've been using them a lot, but now I'm like trying to learn some strategies and test some strategies around day trading with those levels, like point of control and stuff like that. I'm not sure if you're using it, but it's probably similar to what you use with futures. And have your levels. Yeah, it's always something new, in trading, and that's why I love it. You can always learn something, test new strategies, and explore new indicators and see what works for you.
Yeah, as far as the volume shelf, guys, that's the volume by price rather than the volume by time. So I was really super pumped about using volume by price when I first started trading, and then, well, not when I first started trading, but back a few years ago. Anyways, and then I just took everything off my charts, and I only had the 65 EMA and the 200 EMA, and then some really faint Bollinger Bands. But I'm mostly just looking at the candles, and I don't know. As far as penny stocks dumping as soon as we touch them, I know that's a thing, but I also, Nvidia is never nice to me unless I really wait for a move. Anytime I touch Nvidia, if it hasn't had a really big pullback or something first, it seems like Nvidia just got my number. But that could be all in my head.
You see, we all have our lovers and in the stock market. Some people love to trade AMD. I hated AMD. Every time I touched it, it would take my money. So it depends, you know. Tesla is fun. I love Tesla. It depends. It's just so fun. There's so many stocks we can choose from.
Well, that's a whole other thing. Tesla, anytime I shorted Tesla and I learned that I don't like shorting Tesla. Tesla was not the stock for me to be shorting.
No, it's fun for like a quick day trade or scalp. I shorted it last year. It was really good, and then I shorted it a couple more times and lost money. So I'm like, okay, great. No, I'm not doing this swings overnight, weekly long shorts of Tesla. But there wasn't like, we knew that Tesla is going to go down last year, so that was like a longer swing trade for me. But you're right, shorting Tesla is not smart. Or Apple, that's another one. That's like every time you want to short it, they come up with some news like this week. Thankfully, I wasn't short, but they came with the news they're moving their factories to India from China, and just they seem to have some good numbers there. So, yeah.
I think I just saw something recently where most of the money in the S&P 500 is in Apple, and I can't remember the other one, but just a couple stocks are holding up the SPY.
Yeah, I think 5 stocks that are the main ones. And so I don't know. I quite frankly, I don't know SPY and I don't own QQQ, but I own like all the MAGA stocks, how they call them, right? Now that's the new thing I'm reading on Twitter. I didn't make it up, So yeah, I own the big guys, and I don't see why would I own. I mean, look, for some people it's nice, but I love to have individual stocks, so I don't really buy SPY. I only trade options on the indexes. Like I had some nice spreads last week. I opened that worked really well for me when we had a little dip last week. I love spreads. I love to trade option spreads because it's safer for me than just buying options, for example, or even selling options if you're on risky stocks and you don't know what happens. So it's kind of like it's very easy to predict the risk or know the risk when you have a spread. I'm not sure if you trade those, but that's my favorite thing to do as well. Just sell options with spreads. Yeah.
Basically, what I hear you saying is that if you want to manage the man in the mirror, you have to first learn how to hedge your risk and how to analyze risk properly, not just come in here and go long with 10,000 shares or whatever.
Yeah, I always say that. As I said, I have a risk. I mostly trade shares or I sell options, but I only sell options on positions that I own. I sell covered calls or cash secured puts. So when there is a dividend in a stock that I own, I sell cash secured put. So if I would get assigned those shares at that price plus the premium, I don't care because I have the money in my account. So I'm not like some people when I post on Twitter, I said, oh, I'm selling puts on Tesla. I sold 145 puts on Tesla, and I don't mind selling those puts. I will just wait for a month. I don't care. I get $300-$400 for this contract, and I sell maybe 4 or 5 of puts a month, sometimes 10. So like imagine the premiums. And if I get assigned, honestly, the probability that I get assigned on Delta 25, Delta 27, when we look at the option chain on these puts is very low. So like it happened to me last year, maybe 3 times that I got shares assigned. And when I got them assigned at that level that was super low, the shares just exploded higher and I sold them with really humongous profits, like ASML. I got I don't remember what, for that contract, $2,000 or $3,000 for that contract that I sold, plus the shares, and then the shares exploded. So I'm telling people they think when I sell puts, oh my God, I'm going crazy, I'm selling naked puts. No, I do not risk like that. Because then, I would have a different strategy than you can do the wheel strategy. But I met people, they got really ruined with this too, because they would sell hundreds of puts like crazy. Or they would sell a ton of puts and then they had to buy 50, 60,000 shares of PLTR. Like I hear those stories. What do you do? It's like ARK fund, you're like ARK fund. Yeah.
When I first started trading options, I was completely ignorant to everything that you're saying, and I thought the same thing. I thought that if you were selling options, that you were in unlimited risk, and that you could have a whatever account size you have, and that you could lose so much more than what you even had. It would be horrible for you. And as that can be possible, there are situations even shorting that can be possible. There's ways to manage and hedge that. But anyways, Leah, where can people find you to go check out what you offer?
Oh, thank you. So I'm on Twitter, Leah the Trader, and now I started my new YouTube channel, which is it's a baby channel, but it's also Leah the Trader. And there are all over, there are links to my newsletter. If someone wants to sign up, it's all free. I don't charge for anything. I'm doing free webinars once a month. And I'm sending newsletter every 2 weeks where as I mentioned, I do research from different research papers, and I write a summary, 500 to 800 words about psychology of trading. So if you guys want, please sign up for my newsletter, and I will send you free information and fun stuff. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for inviting me, Andy. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you. I love how much work you're putting in. It's amazing. And before you go, Ahmed said, what should we do when when increased volatility shakes your mindset?
But increased volatility is fun to trade, and more volatility, better it is for selling options. That's why I tell people when there's huge volatility and you're buying options, you're paying huge premiums. It's good to sell options. So I don't mind volatility. If there would be no volatility, we wouldn't have easy time trading. So it's fun.
Thanks so much, Leah. I look forward to talking to you again, and I'm really happy. You guys, if you want to know what happened, Miami traffic is hell. I every time I think about going to Miami, I think again about it sometimes. But also, I saw you posted the train thing. These trains are scary here.
I am so scared. It's really, I don't trust it. I just don't know. The traffic here is bad. I got an e-bike actually. So when I go on the beach where I live, I take e-bike, but I had to cross the bridge and that's too dangerous, so I had to drive. But yeah, you're right. Just Florida is too crowded. It's very popular state.
I burnt out my e-bike riding it in soft sand on the beach.
Oh no! Is it broken from soft sand?
It burned out the controller, and they're going to send me a new controller. And I already have the parts to put in there. But as far as fixing it, but anyways, I put it on this. I went riding on the soft sand, and it was way too soft for it, and I pushed it a little too hard, and it burned it out. But anyways,
no, I'm not going to do that. Thanks for letting me know, because I would probably try.
Yeah, that's how I am. I'm game for anything. So it's like, let's just do this. Let's try it. And I did. And I was like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Anyways,
well, have a nice weekend. And everyone, thanks guys for coming. Happy weekend.
Yep. Thanks so much for joining us, Leah. I look forward to talking to you again. Have a great day. Great evening.
Bye.
Bye.